Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to introduce you a paper about sustainability certification. The title of the paper is The Impact of Sustainability Certification on Performance and Competitive Actions in Hotels. This paper has been developed by me. My name is Simone Bianco. I'm a PhD candidate, by Dr. Shaniel, an assistant professor, and Dr. Manisha Singal, a professor. All of us are from the Howard Firetab Department of Hospitality and Tourism Management at the Pamplin College of Business at Virginia Tech. This paper has been published on the International Journal of Hospitality Management, which is one of the top journals in the field of hospitality and tourism research. Let me start with an abstract. Hotels have been pressured for a long time in order to diminish their impact on the environment, especially in terms of waste, energy, and carbon emission. However, reducing this impact and be awarded a certificate for it is very costly for them. So many hotels do not pursue any type of certification. This paper tried to study whether pursuing a sustainability certification has an impact on their CompSet. So does sustainability certification allow hotels to achieve a competitive advantage within their CompSet? Or is it a good strategic action? Is it good at competitive action? Should they be the first in their competitive set to achieve a sustainability certificate? And if someone else does it before a focal hotel, how should they answer? So using a large panel data model, we found out that being awarded a sustainability certificate is actually leading firms to achieve competitive advantage over direct competitors in their CompSet. Moreover, hotel firms that are the first in their CompSet to achieve a sustainability certificate can gain first mover advantage. On the reaction side, the order of reaction is more important than the time of reaction. Hence, if a hotel is the second one in the cluster to achieve a sustainability certificate, will perform better than late movers, will perform better than third, fourth, and so on. The time of reaction is negative, so the more time it passes, the worse the benefit from the certificate will be. However, in terms of RevPAR, the size of this effect is not excessively negative. So let me dig better into the paper. As an overview, we'll go over the reason for the study, the theories that have been involved, and the methodologies that we use. What are the results that we find, and what are the contributions that we are making by publishing this paper? So first of all, looking at the reason, we saw already how the hotels are impacting the environment increasingly. Just as an example, 21% of carbon footprint generated by the tourism industry are attributable to hotels. So hotels have received pressures to be more environmentally friendly, and new sustainability practices have come out, together with the creation of environmental certification. This certification essentially states and certifies that hotels are using sustainable practices. Previous research have found how certification affect return on investment, return on assets, online rating based on customer, and stock market return. However, it never investigated how pursuing a sustainability certificate will affect at the cluster level. So does that impact performance in the cluster? When a hotelier is thinking about having sustainability practices, what it comes to mind is, immediately is that the cost of achieving these certifications, as well as the problem of retraining all of the employees. However, we're trying to understand here if a certification actually helps hotel owners and managers to achieve an advantage over direct competitors, whether this would be a viable competitive move, and how to react in the case another hotel, a competitor hotel within the CompSet, is awarded a sustainability certification before them. Which leads us to our research question. The first one is that how do sustainability certificates affect hotel performance compared to their CompSet? And the second one is that how should hotel respond if another hotel in the CompSet acquires a sustainability certificate? In terms of theory, we investigated two main theories. One is resource-based view. So we try to understand whether an environmental certification can be framed as a valuable resources. Essentially, can hotel use environmental certification as a cornerstone to achieve competitive advantage? The second theory is competitive dynamics. On the one side, we see the first mover advantage. So are hotels able with environmental certification to achieve first mover advantage by creation of switch cost barrier? The second one is the action reaction framework in competitive dynamics, which has been scantily used in hospitality and never to understand competitive actions and reactions. So we try to understand whether the order of response and the time of response will impact hotel performance in their CompSet. Talking about the methodology, we use a specific type of certification, which is the Florida Department of Environmental Protection certification. This is because this certification is an operational certification, so does not include like LEED certification, the building of a new hotel, and then it is specifically designed for hotels. Performance have been given to us by STR of around 251 hotels and 50,000, roughly 50,000 monthly data, which constitute an unbalanced panel data. We look at RevPAR, ADR, and occupancy over the average of competitors. So to really try to understand whether hotels are able to achieve competitive advantage. In terms of variables, we investigated whether hotels were certified or not. We control for the number of CompSet certification, the type of reaction, and general control variables connected to the level of the certification, the level of the hotel, and the location. So digging more into the model specification, we tested for variance across entities, finding that we need to use a random effect model over a general ordinary least square. Then we test for cross-sectional dependence, serial correlation, and heteroscedasticity, which are normal tests for panel data models, finding that unfortunately we have all of them, and we needed to control. So we did it by using a feasible generalized least square, which controls for cross-sectional dependence, and then we grouped our errors using a robust covariance matrix, which allow us to control for serial correlation and heteroscedasticity. Which leads us to our results. As you can see from the printout, certification have a positive effect over competitors. So achieving a certification lead hotel firms to achieve competitive advantage over cluster competitors. However, the number of certified hotels within the cluster diminished this effect. Interesting to notice that economy hotels are not really able to increase prices or have a better RevPAR. However, they are able to increase their occupancy. This result led us to think that the attainment of a certification can be connected to a statement of cleaning of the hotel, which is very important for economy hotels, because that is what drives most of the demand for that category. In terms of actions and reaction, we found that the first mover advantage can be taken by hotels that are the first in their cluster to achieve a certification. And as you see in the second table, second movers perform much better than late movers in every one of the category. So being the second is very important to achieve competitive advantage within the cluster. This minus that you see is because they are all compared to first mover advantages. Reaction time is negative. That means that the more time passed between the first hotel achieve a certification and any other will be detrimental to later movers. However, the data shows that the reaction time, despite being significant in RevPAR, ADR, and occupancy, is not ultimately affecting the RevPAR consistently, and in a increasingly size effect. So we would say that order is more important than time of reaction. Finally, this paper has different contribution. First of all, we contribute to the environmental literature, to literature investigating environmental certification in hospitality, by showing how environmental certificates can have an effect at the CompSet level. We add to the resource-based view, because even if we have rare and immutable resources, we find that sustainability certificates can be valuable enough to satisfy that niche of the market that lead resources to be anyway able to lead firms to competitive advantage. On the other hand, we add to the literature on competitive dynamics, as we are the first to introduce action and reaction for inter-firms competitive actions. Before, it was only used once for price competition. Finally, this paper has important practical contribution. So this paper is a guideline for hotels to whether to get a sustainability certification and how to react if someone else in the market does it before. I hope this paper was interesting to you. Please comment below if you have any question. You will find our contacts in the description if you want to send us an email, as well as the link to access the full paper. Thank you very much.